Welcome to Ames, Iowa for one of the biggest games in Iowa State history as the Cyclones, ranked for the first time in 12 years, take on number 4 TCU in a battle for first place in the Big 12. Iowa State has been one of the biggest surprises in college football. Beat a top 5 team on the road for the first time in school history just 3 weeks ago, knocking off the Sooners in Norman. Kyle Kemp making his first career start. Throws a touchdown pass to Allen Lazard, one of 3 TD passes for Kemp on the day, as Iowa State knocks off then number 3 OU. Iowa State's won 3 straight, including last week at Texas Tech. Kyle Kemp had 3 more touchdown passes in that game, and today they welcome TCU, which is 7-0 and 4-0 in the Big 12. And hi, everybody, alongside Greg McElroy and Dave Pasch. We'll get to Tom Luganbill in a minute. So how has... And here comes the Clones. Well, the guy that has embodied Iowa State's success this season is Joel Lanning. With more on him, let's bring in Tom.
You know, guys, it can be so cliched when you talk about changing the culture. But if you're going to be in this position in your Iowa State, that's exactly what Joel Lanning has done to this football team. Consider the faith and trust that he put in Matt Campbell and his staff, who'd been here for 1 year. They come to him and they say, you know what? You're no longer going to be our quarterback. You're now going to be our middle linebacker. You're going to lead our defense. And in doing so, not only did it change the locker room, the building, it changed the stadium, and it brought this team to a 5-2 record. And now they've got a new quarterback in Kyle Kemp, hoping to get his 4th win here today against a TCU team poised for a college football playoff run.
It's the first home game, Tom, between ranked teams here in Ames since 2002 when Iowa State beat Nebraska. And that's their only win all time in ranked matchups, believe it or not. So Kyle Kemp, former walk-on and former Oregon State quarterback. Guy has bounced around, finally found a home. Replaced Jacob Park when he left due to personal reasons, and has not returned to the team the week of the Oklahoma game. Kemp, who at one point was number 3, maybe even 4 on the depth chart, has been the leader of this group in this 3-game win streak. And it's a hot name in coaching. A lot of discussion about Matt Campbell this week. He's a guy that's used to winning. He was a player and a coach at Mount Union, was a part of 5 championships. Also played in high school at Massillon, Ohio, where they've won a lot of state titles. Was at Toledo for 4 years, had 3 9-win seasons. He's a guy that knows a few things about winning as well. Gary Patterson, you remember that TCU Rose Bowl team with Andy Dalton, and then a few years ago thought they were going to be in the college football playoff after trouncing Iowa State in the final regular season game. Instead, they drop out of the top 4 and don't make the college football playoff. Now they've added obviously the Big 12 championship game, and they're hoping that Kenny Hill is the guy to get them there in 2017.
This is a long team that are trying to make sure that they can create matchups on the perimeter, and they're going to get a chance to do so first here in this big matchup in Ames.
Iowa State gets the ball first, and running it out of the end zone is Landon Akers. And Akers past the 25-yard line. Well, we talked about Kyle Kemp. Like Matt Campbell as head coach, he's from Massillon High School, but he goes to college all the way out west to Oregon State, where he just lasts 2 years, and then goes to junior college in Kansas. Matt Campbell tried to get him at Toledo when he was there. And now they are reunited as a 5th-year senior playing for Campbell here as the Cyclones are ranked for the first time since 2005. Can he do it again today and get to 4-0 as a starter? Talked about TCU's running game. Iowa State's got an excellent running back in David Montgomery, who will get the call here on the first play, and he's past the 30. It's about 7 yards. So Iowa State wastes a good first down play. Now they got to kick it to Cavante Turpin. That was his 90-yard punt return for a touchdown against Kansas. He actually went over 100 because he went forward about 5 yards and ran back to the 3. He's got 3 of them over the course of his career.
He's a human highlight reel.
Colin Downing is the punter. He actually said he was looking forward to kicking to Turpin this week. Excellent punt and the fair catch around the 31. Let's check in with Chris Cotter in the studio. So it's 3rd and long. TCU, though, is #1 in college football in 3rd down conversions, but they're normally in 3rd and short because we don't see Kenny Hill taking a lot of shots down the field.
He's very aware of how to get back on track when their early downs set them behind the sticks and off rhythm. Now in a 3rd and 13 with the crowd coming alive, it's a very difficult spot on the road.
Hill with a ton of time, going to throw it underneath. Here's John Diarse and fighting for yardage, but he's going to come up well short of the line to gain. You can see Iowa State, they were not going to let anybody throw it past the sticks, so TCU goes 3 and out. Second possession for Iowa State, starting on the 15-yard line. And out in space, it goes to Deshaunte Jones, who gets the first down. Picks up close to 16 yards. Jones with his 15th catch.
Nice, easy completion to get Kemp going. Missed the first throw of the game high. Now on the second drive, getting in a rhythm.
Montgomery on the catch, and he doesn't get much. Wrapped up immediately by Nick Orr, a 3-year. He checked into a run. Montgomery breaking free. And Montgomery able to get the first down to the 41-yard line. There's Matt Campbell in his second year as head coach for Iowa State. Just 3 wins last year. Already 5-2 record this season. Temperature about 40 degrees at kickoff and sunny skies. We thought we'd have snow and overcast skies coming into the game. On 3rd down, it's caught for a first down by Alan Lazard. That's now 43 straight games when it catches the longest active streak in college football.
Alan Lazard is so big on these post-up routes. It's just a hitch. I mean, but you see that left arm of Lazard push the defender by, and you see how far Gladney's pushed up field for the easy completion.
Kemp off play action, gets hit, the ball floats in the air. Lazard catches up to it, though. Pulled in at the 17-yard line for 22 yards. He's their go-to guy in the game-winning touchdown in Norman against the Sooners.
Not exactly the way you draw it up, with Kemp getting hit as the ball's released and it floating up to the awaiting arms of Lazard. Did he get underneath it?
Up 68 yards, Tom, on this drive. 2nd and 10. Kemp with time into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Matthew Eaton. And the Clones strike first. How about this kid, Kyle Kemp? Walk-on, 5th-year senior, making his 4th start in a row. That's his 8th touchdown pass of the year. One of the great stories in college football. A guy that bounced around, nobody wanted him. He was at Oregon State for 2 years, then junior college. He steps in for Jacob Park, who goes on personal leave. Kemp was at one point 4th string in the depth chart, but he's the guy now.
It might be the biggest game in more than a decade in Ames, Iowa. But Kyle Kemp and his receivers making it look easy. Business as usual in Ames. Clones lead.
Welcome back to the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week. Here in Ames, Iowa, packed house to watch the Cyclones and number 4 TCU And a great start for Kyle Kemp, who is 5 of 5 on that drive for 65 yards and a touchdown. Iowa State striking first. Short kickoff fielded by Cavante Turpin, one of the dangerous return men in the game, but not on that one. Smoked at the 14-yard line. Okay, you mentioned their backs. They've got another one here. Anderson, who collects the pitch, but is taken down for a loss at the 37 by DeAndre Payne. Hail to the air. And it's deflected and almost picked off by Joel Lanning. Former quarterback, moved to middle linebacker this year, the heart and soul of this team. This place would have gone nuts if he had picked this off. Deflected by Lima.
Well, look what I found. Off the deflection and hit Lanning right in the face.
Tell you what, though, guys, this is exactly what Iowa State needs. 2 series in a row with TCU in 3rd and long. That's the recipe for them on defense.
And expect Iowa State to drop way out and rally up to make the play underneath the sticks.
That only rush 3. Hill into traffic, incomplete. Try to hit Rager. And Iowa State able to get TCU's offense, which is number 10, or number 9 rather, in the country in scoring off the field again.
It's been a great job executing early for the Clones.
Nunes almost got that blocked. An Iowa State player ran right by him. What a kick, though. It's fielded by Ryan inside his 5. And Ryan gets a block across the 10. Past the 20, the 30. Ryan finally steps out.
It's the little things for Iowa State. Not letting this ball go past and see if it lands in the end zone. Ryan off to grab it. And a huge change in field position and momentum. The Clones are feeling great.
College football on ABC is presented by Kay Jewelers. Kay Jewelers, who would like to remind you that right now it's engagement season. And in part by Chevy, the only brand to earn J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs 2 years in a row.
Scenes from the first win in school history against the top 5 team on the road. That was 3 weeks ago. Now, the last time they beat a top 5 team at home was 2011 against Oklahoma State. You remember that great overtime game against the number 2 ranked Cowboys. Iowa State's lost 11 straight since. They've got TCU. Hand off to David Montgomery. Nowhere to go. Wrapped up by Ross Blacklock. Kyle Kemp has been everywhere. Grew up in Seattle, went to high school in Massillon, was the valedictorian there, was offered by Matt Campbell when he was at Toledo, but decided to go to Oregon State, was a scholarship player there for a couple years, but things didn't work out, so he goes to community college in Kansas, then walks on at Iowa State. And at one point this year was number 4 on the depth chart, but now he's starting, took over for Jacob Park, took a personal leave 3 weeks ago. And Kemp throwing it downfield, and it's caught by Lazar. How many people know about Alan Lazar, but he's one of the best in college football at his position.
He has been so consistent over the years, and we mentioned just the length that Iowa State has at wide receivers, so difficult to cover with 5'11" corners, which is what TCU has.
That was a 25-yard pass play. Here's Montgomery breaking tackles, a flag down, which might negate that huge run by Montgomery. It was well put together, 5'11", 220. They couldn't get him down. Turpin had a punt return for a touchdown last week, has 3 for his career. That's not a good kick by Downing, and it gets even worse as it checks up. That's going to end up being about a 15-yard punt. Big mistake by Colin Downing. Lanning from Ankeny, Iowa. Was a football player, baseball player, wrestler, lettered in track, and he was the starting quarterback here at Iowa State the last 2 years. But guess what? They moved him to middle linebacker, and that probably doesn't happen in Alabama, Greg.
Not the normal transition that you occasionally see in college football.
He's been the heart and soul of their team, though. Anderson able to break a tackle and get positive yardage, a gain of about 5 on the play.
special young man. He's a big reason why Iowa State is in the position that they're in, knocking on the door of first place. They're up against a very talented offense on the other side for the Horned Frogs.
TCU number 1 in the country in third down conversions. 0 for 2 today, though, because of third and long. This is much easier, 3rd and 3. And they're going to keep it on the ground, and they don't get it. It's their 235-pound back they love to give it to in those situations. But Joel Lanning knocking down Alana Lua short of the line to gain.
Look at Lanning. Just peeling right off the edge of number 70, Wagwu, and making the play at the line of scrimmage. What a great stop by this clone defense against a highly potent third down offense for the Frogs.
Would you stop? That's a game plan. Throw it up to the big guys on the outside. Let them make plays. Kemp looking again, and it's caught for a first down. Butler at 6'6", and look at him break tackles. Out to the 28-yard line, picking up 17.
When you're 6'6", 220 pounds, falling forward is something that you should expect to do. He got hit a couple times, bounced around, picked up some nice yards after catch for the big conversion. Outstanding first quarter from Iowa State, in particular their wide receivers on the edge.
The Cyclones lead it 7-0 after 1 quarter here in Ames. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Texas Tech, they were down in those games. They trailed Oklahoma 14-0. Today against number 4 TCU, Matt Campbell's team striking first with Kyle Kemp's touchdown pass. So it's 7-0 Cyclones as we start the second quarter. Matt Campbell, one of the hottest names in coaching. The guy's a winner. Was at Mountain Union as a player and a coach. 5 national championships. His dad, a high school coach in Massillon, Ohio. And at Toledo, he had 3 9-win seasons in his 4 years there. Now in his 2nd year at Iowa State, they won just 3 games last year.
He's a star in the making. A big-time coach that everybody respects.
On 2nd and 8, little flea flicker. Kemp looking downfield. Incomplete on the jump ball. Trying to go to Lazard. Yet Tejada in coverage again.
A lot of contact as this ball approached Lazard. You can see Kemp getting it up and out, a little underthrown. And Tejada, of course, runs into Lazard as he's trying to make a play on it. I think that's a good no call. It would
love the aggressive nature of the play calling, though, by Tom Manning and Matt Campbell there. 3rd and 8, pressure coming. And again, they throw it up for grabs. Butler caught it, but he's short, so it's 4th down. Iowa State keeping its offense out there for now. Boy, what do you think here?
You got to punt this ball, fellas.
And you can see they're running some guys on, though. It looks like they're going to go for it. You see the big fullback, Sean Baker.
Why would you do this? You're up to 7-0. Kick it.
Playing great defense as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised, especially knowing how much they value field position.
Maybe they're just trying to get TCU to jump offside. You see shifting and motions. Well, they're going to snap it. There's a flag down. They got the first down. Montgomery on the carry. Let's see what the penalty is for.
I think TCU's lined up offsides, fellas.
Yeah.
Like they're in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
Offside. Defense. Number 31 was lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
1st and 15. Iowa State's had to blow 2 timeouts here in the first half. Underneath Jones, slammed to the ground by Traven Howard, their leader in tacklers for the 3rd straight tackles for the 3rd straight season. So they only get a couple yards back. Actually lose a couple yards. 2nd and 17.
Yeah, that is not.
Kyle Kemp, the quarterback, making his 4th start underneath to Montgomery. And Montgomery went underneath the TCU player and gets to the 41, so about 5 yards there. Traven Howard missed the tackle. Iowa State trying to get to 4-1. If they can knock off TCU in the first game in Ames between ranked teams in 15 years. That was their only win as a ranked team against another ranked team in school history. Ball knocked away by Summers on 3rd down. Montgomery would have been well short of the first down.
Dang, but they've struggled to this point.
They don't have a 3rd down conversion. But they get one here on the catch. Pulled in by Sean Nixon. He paid for it. He was undefeated, playing so well on offense. Hicks able to keep his feet on 1st and 15. That's an excellent run. And shoved out of bounds. Looked like it was late by Wilkerson. Hicks didn't like that.
A little extracurricular, but Kenny Hill back to what he's done over the course of his college career. He's always had the talent. Was the 5A player of the year in the state of Texas at South Lake Carroll. Have to mention them. Being the former Dragon myself, he's done a tremendous job really taking what the offense has given him. Understanding.
This is a potential momentum shift right here. The injured player for Iowa State is Joel Lanning. Now he hops to his feet here. Again, this is the player that was their starting quarterback that was told, hey, we're moving you to defense and we're moving you to middle linebacker. He said, okay, I'm good. And that energized that entire building.
You know what, guys, too, with that is he graduated, could have transferred, could have played quarterback, and the unselfish role that he took to send a message to the rest of this roster that the future of Iowa State football is important. It's more important than him. It's changed the entire dynamic of this football team.
Yeah, you know it.
Big hole for Hicks on 2nd and 9. Beautiful moves getting the first down. We talked about his importance, and you saw it on that play. Beautiful jump cuts, and it's a gain of 23.
Look at this. Sideline. I mean, back and forth, jump cut, avoid. Hicks showing off why he was one of the best backs in the Big 12 last year.
He'll get it again. And a flag down, a couple of flags down as the tackle is made by Willie Harvey. After TCU's offense, guys, go backwards. That's 6 penalties now. They hand it off to Darius Anderson. He almost got all of it back on that one play. 16 yards to the 39-yard line. He had over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win against Oklahoma State. He's going to get hit, though, in the backfield and spilled at the 42 by J.D. Wagner. 3rd down.
Expect a short underneath passing game here.
Instead, it's a quarterback draw. He'll lose his yardage again. Marcel Spears is there.
And you'll see just pulling for the edge. And they just completely don't account for Spears. Look at number 70, Awagwu. His head was down. He loses sight of number 4.
But down 7-0. Kenny Hill has been ineffective compared to his counterpart, Kyle Kemp. He's thrown for over 100 yards and a touchdown here in the first half. Iowa State getting the ball where it went off the helmet of Scott of the 18. And Kemp throwing it downfield into traffic, and it's knocked away by the receiver, Murdoch, breaking up what would have been an interception by Markel Simmons.
You can see that matchup that Lugs is referring to down here with Gladney, who's an 1.5 inches taller than Tejada.
Pulled in for a first down to the 45-yard line by Marchie Murdoch. Gain of 13 for Iowa State near midfield now.
Might feel like TCU had the perfect call there, and they did. They had a guy dropping right underneath the curl. Good throw.
Kemp throwing it downfield, got a man. Incomplete. Went for Murdoch again, just overthrew him. That might have been 6.
Good job stopping the run. They need to get these safeties now involved in the downfield pass game.
Iowa State running it. Montgomery slipping tackles and able to keep his balance. Montgomery still going. Look at this guy. Won't be denied. Picks up 14 hard-earned rushing yards.
Wow, that was such a great run. Spin rushing. That run checked all the boxes.
Second leading rusher in the Big 12. Ty Summers says, you're not getting out of there this time. Trips him up.
Going to allow TCU to back the safeties off and get them involved in the passing game because they're going to want to cheat up an extra defender in the box if Iowa State's able to hand the ball off and run the football as they desire, which puts more pressure on those perimeter players versus these big, long targets.
Nobody has forced more missed tackles than David Montgomery, a sophomore from Cincinnati. For Iowa State. On 2nd and 7, here's Kemp to the air, going to take another shot at Tejada. It's caught inside the 10, Lazard. First and goal, Iowa State.
It's got to be so demoralizing for a corner. You're in good position. You time the jump right, and you just have a 6'5" target that brings it in.
Montgomery knocked down. Bradley on the tackle.
On here, you have to try to identify the best matchup that you have on the field. And to this point, the best matchup has been with number 5 at the top, Alan Lazard against Ranthony Tejada.
3rd and goal from inside the 5-yard line. Kemp, end zone, and it's caught by Butler. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Cyclone. The big guy said, give it to me again. I'll come through. He did. 13-0.
See if he caught the ball, secured the catch, and got a foot down. The foot is down clearly. That ball doesn't budge.
What a catch.
That foot. Yep, it looks as though that toe is down with
On the field.
little room to spare.
Play is under review.
Of course, every touchdown is reviewed by this Big 12 officiating crew.
It's hard to tell from that angle whether the right foot is in or out. But again, because on the field it's ruled a touchdown, has to be indisputable. Video evidence beyond all doubt to overturn it. This may give us a better look. And hard to tell with certainty, and that's the key.
Right.
You can't tell.
No, you can't. Another huge play in the passing game to give them another touchdown.
And how about this story? Hakeem Butler, rough childhood. His mother passed away from cancer when he was young, so he was taken in by the Harrison family. Now, Andrew and Aaron Harrison, both basketball players at Kentucky. Andrew now in the NBA with Memphis, so that's the home that Hakeem Butler grew up in. And after the passing of his mother, he's now a sophomore at Iowa State, and he just gave him a big score.
And of course, they're taking a long look at this. Well, I would think that this is going to stand for the Clones.
After reviewing the play, moving on the field, stands as called.
I just love the fact Butler was looking to the sideline after the first fade like, feed me again.
On Sundays.
And it's 14-0 Iowa State with 3:29 to go in the half.
Going up against one of the best red zone defenses in the country, the Cyclones say, bring it on. Butler from Kemp. One toe down and a 14-point lead for Campbell.
Welcome back to ABC Saturday afternoon college football presented by Kay Jewelers. This place is jumping right now. 14-0 Iowa State. Homecoming against the number 4 team in the country. Chris Francis kicking off. TCU with all of its timeouts. 3.5 to play here in the first half. Cavante Turpin from the goal line. And Turpin turning it upfield. Wow, he just totally juked a defender past the 30-yard line.
We told you at the beginning of the game that Iowa State's length at wide receiver is about as impressive as anybody in college football. Lazard on the first catch, 6'5". Butler on the second catch, 6'6". This is a very long wide receiver core, and TCU's secondary, albeit extremely athletic, great from a coverage standpoint. When they're covering smaller guys, they've had their hands full against this length. They have to make some adjustments defensively because they have had no answer for the back shoulder fade and the jump balls down the field for the Clones.
Hill's pass incomplete. Intended for Jalen Austin. DeAndre Payne made a couple big plays here. Now they got TCU in 3rd and 10.
This is a critical down and distance for TCU. To this point of the game, they are 1 for 5 on 3rd down, and the majority of their 3rd down attempts have been from distance. Here they are, 3rd and 10, trying to find a matchup underneath and break a tackle.
And Greg, Joe Lanning is back out there for Iowa State. And I think the Cyclones are trying to call timeout there. And it looks like they got it before the snap.
One of his wide receivers in stride. See if they can't pick up a big first down. One thing we haven't seen, guys, is the screen game for TCU. Here on a 3rd and long situation, this might be where they'll reveal itself.
Although they send Hicks out of the backfield in motion. So an empty set for Hill in 3rd and 10. Hill looking downfield, and a receiver comes free. It's caught by Jalen Austin for the first down. To the 36-yard line of Iowa State. A big pickup for the Horned Frogs, 21 yards.
That right there, Greg, is why you probably haven't seen much screenage. There's just so much zone.
Wide receiver screen to Desmond White. How about the play by Cotton Moya? Second team all Big 12 safety a year ago. No gain. 3rd and long again for TCU.
So inefficiencies on 1st and 2nd down have really plagued this Horned Frog offense to this point.
Iowa State's only been rushing 3. Here they rush 3 again. And the pass behind Hicks, incomplete. As he got whacked by Brian Peavy as the ball arrived. It's 4th down, TCU, as yet to get the offense on the field. It would be about a 52-yard field goal from here, which is way too long for Jonathan Song, whose season long is 39. So TCU is going to punt it.
Tell you, Gro, TCU gets the ball coming out of half.
That's a great point. Iowa State's been as good in the second half defensively as any team in the country this year. Well, surprised Iowa State not snapping the ball quicker now that you're out near the 40. And they run it. With no room for Montgomery. And it looks like Iowa State content to take a 14-0 lead into the locker room. A little extracurricular activity. Chris Bradley of TCU shouting at the Iowa State offensive lineman. I don't know if you want Bama, but you'll take this. This is good if you're a Cyclones.
This is a good start. Long way to go.
And when we return, Kevin Nagandi, Matt Brown, Booger McFarland, the Capital One halftime report after this message. A word from our ABC stations.
In control right now. Already took out Oklahoma this season. Going after another Big 12 title contender, BJ.
Right there, Kyle Kemp, undefeated as a starter, finds Matthew Eaton. And here, watch Hakeem Butler get a pinky toe in. Iowa State, if they win this, control their own destiny. They're in the Big 12. This is not your mama's and daddy Iowa State Cyclones team.
Or your older brothers. They're ranked for the first time since 2005. If this keeps up, they're in control of their own destiny to win the Big 12.
Matt Campbell, just 2 years removed from his tenure at Toledo, doing an unbelievable job. And I love this story about Kyle Kemp. He was a 3rd stringer.
Exactly.
He comes in, he wins at Oklahoma, not looking like it was any accident.
Also displayed that they know how to handle success, not getting ahead of themselves, knowing they had a big one on the docket versus TCU.
All right, let's see how they handle a 14-point lead against TCU. All right, let's get...
Welcome back to Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
Can Iowa State do it again? 3 weeks ago, they knocked off Oklahoma in Norman, beating a top 5 team on the road for the first time in school history. And they have TCU down 14 points. Kyle Kemp, who made his first career start as a 5th-year senior walk-on in Norman. He's unbeaten. Trying to get to 4-0. TCU will get the ball first here in the third quarter. Cavante Turpin from the 6-yard line. He's been quiet so far in this one, but here he goes. Turpin at the 40. Foot race is on, and it's no contest. Turpin all the way. Touchdown, TCU. A 90-yard punt return for a score last week. This is a kick return, 95 yards.
What a way to start the second half for the Horned Frogs. Turpin hesitating, and then you could see there is no chance of bringing him down once he makes that second cut. The kicker tried. He turned him around from 10 yards away, and it was nothing but wide open spaces in front of Turpin, and he accelerates for a huge play for this Horned Frog team that struggled so mightily throughout the course of the first two quarters.
Think about it, Greg. Iowa State, they let the fans go back to tailgate at halftime. Let them leave the stadium, come back in. They're all jacked up. They're up 14-0 on number 4. And in 12 seconds, the place goes dead silent because of that guy. Great point about doing the little things. I mean, they don't fumble the ball ever. They haven't lost a fumble this year, one of only 2 schools. One of the least penalized teams in the country. Montgomery tripped up and then brought down to the 31. Again, fighting for extra yardage, picks up 8. TCU. And this place is silent now. Long throw. Ryan on the catch, gets a block and picks up the first down. Murdoch with an
College football on ABC, presented by K Jewelers, is brought to you by Genesis.
This TCU offense is all about timing. And right now, Iowa State has opted to go with a 3-man rush. That's what they've done throughout the entire first half. And they found different ways of getting to it. In this particular case, they have 2 guys walked up over the guards trying to get isolations. They put some speed on the perimeter. And Kenny Hill just hasn't been able to find his receivers in the same level of timing and rhythm that we usually see. He's been a little off the mark. Let's see if he can dial in.
They hand it off Kyle Hicks. And Hicks brought down to the 46-yard line. Good tackle by Payne. Out of empty, Hill drops the ball. Hill able to fall on it, but they're going to have to punt as they lose 3 yards.
Oh, Kenny Hill looking at the defense and being surprised by the snap. If you look at his face mask, he was actually surveying where they were going to be. And
Iowa State backed up on its 11-yard line. Kyle Kemp has been solid today at quarterback for Iowa State. 2 touchdowns, 169 yards through the air. They'll throw it on first down. And he takes a shot down the field for Lazard, and it is, looks like it's picked off. No, they say it is picked off by Gladney. He read that beautifully, defending Alan Lazard.
look at Gladney, and they have determined
that foot's down, Greg,
that the foot is down. But it looks to me as though his body fell down in bounds. It's tough to tell. That foot is definitely in. And that's the first contact.
And then looks like his leg's down there too.
TCU has all the momentum right now. Right on the heels of the red zone.
Here comes a reverse to true freshman Jalen Rager. Read beautifully by Iowa State. The McEnroe-Alexander transfer from Auburn is there for the Cyclones D.
This is such a great play by McEnroe-Alexander. Now, I don't know how he makes it because he has left tackle, note room, right on top of him. And he just slides underneath it and makes the tackle sitting down on the ground. That's just a tremendous effort and somewhat fortuitous for Alexander as he brings down Rager.
Gain of 1. Out of the pistol. Kenny Hill will throw. Has time and dumps it off to Hicks. Hicks knocked out of bounds hard, close to the line to gain. They'll spot him short by a yard. It'll be third down for TCU. And Darius Anderson gets the direct snap. He's got a couple of big guys blocking for him, and he got the first down to the 10. They brought in a couple. Hicks pushing the pile. They blow it dead. That's a great penalty. Back to what you said about Kenny Hill, because TCU has a lot of work to do, though. Down 14-7, but in position here to maybe tie the game. 2nd and 6. Hill off play action. Lobs it in the air, incomplete.
If I'm TCU, I'm going to get the ball out on the perimeter to Turpin, who's lined up at number 3 in the slot.
And there it is. Instead, it's a pick. Intercepted on the 1-yard line by Peavy, who's taking it back. He's got help from teammates. Kenny Hill to beat. Peavy tracked down from behind by Turpin at the 30-yard line. And the Clones have momentum back.
You can see Turpin on the left side of your screen. He's just running an out route. And Kenny Hill completely misses the throw way inside, right into the waiting hands of Peavy, and he has nothing but green grass in front. Just an inaccurate throw, going to the correct place. Good decision from Kenny Hill, just inaccurate with the execution. And Iowa State's defense comes up huge again. What a pull ball right here if you're thinking 4 down.
Penalty marker down, maybe a free play, and Kemp throws it right to TCU, picked off by Isahaku. And Isahaku is going to take it inside the 30-yard line, and he will score. Matt Boson appeared to be offside for TCU.
Offside. Defense, number 9 was in the neutral zone at the snap.
Horned Frogs for a big third down.
3rd and 4. Kemp over the middle. Pass is high, intended for Lazard. Here comes a flag. Man, I don't know. That looked uncatchable. Jeff Gladney is going to get called for interference. I thought that pass was way too high, though. Career starts at quarterback. Looking for an emotional lift. He's the guy to go to. But no running room for Lanning. Ty Summers again at the point of... Meanwhile, Garrett Owens on for a 26-yard field goal attempt to make it a 10-point lead for Iowa State. And it is no good. Wow.
Wow. I've seen my driver spray right like this, but I have not seen a field goal that started that looked like it was going to be right down the middle, and then all of a sudden it veers right, and it hits the upright, which kicks it even further.
And it's not windy.
3rd and 1. You have your entire playbook available to you when you're in a 3rd and 1. That's exactly what Kenny Hill just gave the Horned Frogs.
They go back to the Wildcat with Darius Anderson. This worked on the last drive in 3rd and short. They need a yard. Anderson running behind a couple of tight ends, and this time Iowa State makes a play. It's J.D. Wagner. No gain, maybe a loss of 1 4th down.
This is the exact same play they just picked up the first down with. And what a job at the point of attack by J.D. Wagner, number 58.
Iowa State's offense back out there, first down on the 14-yard line. Swing pass to Deshaunte Jones. They did this in the first half, and it got good yardage. Jones getting a first down before he's banged out a play by Gladney. Kemp to throw for Lazard. Put that one on him. It was a great throw. Wilson was underneath, threw it over, and let's go to Cassidy in the studio.
Just punch, counterpunch, punch, counterpunch. And a few mistakes and fun plays along the way.
The 4th quarter to come after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Cyhawk Rewind tonight at 6.
Great scene here in Ames as we welcome you back to ABC Saturday afternoon college football presented by K Jewelers. Take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by... It was just 3 weeks ago. Iowa State beat a top 5 team on the road for the first time ever. Now they have a chance to beat a top 5 team for the second time in a month. They can hold on here as we start the fourth. 2nd and 10. And the pass is caught, but well defended. Jones on the grab, but he's brought down. 3rd and 7. Kempt. And it's broken up. Incomplete. Tejada just got a fingertip on the pass intended. Design quarterback run for Kenny Hill. And he's out past the 25, picking up about 6 on the play. And 4 for TCU. Hill's pass is pulled in for a first down. Hill throws it out to Jalen Austin. Tracked down from behind by McEnroe Alexander at the only 7 unbeaten teams remaining. In FBS, TCU one of them. At 7-0, here's a wide receiver screen that sails over the head of Turpin.
Now this crowd is getting cranked up here behind this Iowa State defense. Getting loud down here, guys.
TCU just 3 of 11 on 3rd down. They came in number 1 in the country in 3rd down conversions. Iowa State rushing 3. Hill's pass high and incomplete, intended for Hicks. 4th down. Important games impacting the playoff rankings due out on Tuesday. Coming up on ABC tonight after we're done here from Ames with Iowa State in front of TCU 14-7. You got Clemson, Texas Tech coming up. ABC or ESPN2, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Clemson, Georgia Tech. And they're going to shift here and bring Montgomery into the backfield on 1st down. Iowa State missed a short field goal in the 3rd quarter that would have given them a 10-point lead. Montgomery slammed to the ground by Banagoo. 1 yard. 2nd and 9 for Iowa State. Kemp as Lazard upended close to the 1st down.
Expect them to run to the right-hand side.
They give it to Montgomery, and Ty Summers is there to stand him up. Man, how many plays has Summers made in this game? He's been all over. Downing has not been good, though, punting the ball. And Turpin is back. Immediately throws up his hand, signaling for the fair catch. That was a very good kick. Well, the last home win for Iowa State against a ranked team happened to be a top 5 team. Number 2, Oklahoma State, back in 2011. The Cyclones on a Friday night won it in double overtime, 37-31. And then they beat a top 5 team 3 weeks ago on the road for the first time ever, beating Oklahoma in Norman. They've never won 2 games against a top 5 team in the same season. How about they've never won 2 games in a matchup of ranked teams in their history? Worst record in college football history when ranked against another ranked squad. But they got hit down number 4, TCU. But the Horned Frogs had the ball. Down 7. Darius Anderson cuts it back, breaks the tackle. Anderson past the 40 into Iowa State territory. Scooting out of bounds at the 43-yard line, picking up 31.
He's their best offensive playmaker.
They'll give it to him again, coming this way. Anderson. First down inside the 30. They are lead. 69 yards rushing and just 9 carries for Darius Anderson. 3 straight rushes. Anderson, another big running lane. Puts his head down and makes it no points on offense. Remember, their touchdown was on special teams to start the second half. Here's Hicks into the secondary, and Hicks dragged down at the 5, plus a late penalty flag was thrown right at the feet of the center, Austin Schlottman.
Holding. Offense, number 51. 10 yards.
Kind of a ticky-tack call that has now derailed what was a lot of momentum.
2nd and 12. Hill gonna key. Nowhere to go. He'll lose a yard. Well defended by Everett Edwards. So now it's 3rd down and 13. Nearing 9 minutes to go.
Penalties are just so huge. You have 2nd and 2. 2. You've had 4 consecutive plays all on the ground that were successful. You have a hold, and all of a sudden you're 3rd and 13, and they have not had success on 3rd down by their standard all day long. If I'm Kenny Hill, got to dial in and be as accurate on this throw as I've been at any point throughout today's game.
Hill's pass caught, first down inside the 20 and down to the 10-yard line. Desmond White inside the 5. They tackle him around the 3. It'll be 1st and goal. Iowa State with 9 at the line of scrimmage. There's going to be an option, but first a timeout called by Gary Patterson. Interesting call here. Alana stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
There's no mystery to that, fellas.
Hicks is back in there with Hill at quarterback on 2nd and goal. Hill going to throw, in trouble, hit, and sacked back at the 11. He fumbled the ball. Recovered by Iowa State. J.D. Wagner comes up with the football. Another red zone turnover by Kenny Hill. It's out. He's on top of an Iowa State player. Willie Harvey knocks it free, along with Jaquan Bailey, who had Hill wrapped up. What a mistake.
Can't happen. Absolutely can't happen. Live to play another down. 2nd down. You run the ball to get to this point, so why they're dropping back and throwing it on play action is beyond me. They decide to throw the play action. Nothing's there. Kenny Hill's got one hand on the ball. Big fumble. Biggest play of the game so far by the Iowa State defense.
But at what point, though, if you're Sonny Cumbie, do you trust your quarterback not to make that mistake? Kemp's throw, knocked down, incomplete. Glad he makes another play on Lazard, who's been...
Only way moving the football has been through the air.
Lob to Montgomery, makes a great catch, but he cannot get away from Ennis Gaines. Iowa State beat Oklahoma 3 weeks ago, has the lead here against number 4 TCU. That would double their win total against top 5 teams. They just had 1 coming into the year. And the last team to win against 2 top 5 teams in the same season was LSU back in 2011. But TCU has the ball, and Darius Anderson is free. Breaks a tackle, has a first down. Anderson at 96 rushing yards on the day. Here he goes again, but another flag down. Anderson picks up 8, but will it?
Holding. Offense number 51.
So it's 1st and 20. And Kenny Hill on the quarterback run. Wrapped up at the 47 by Spears. Only a 2 or 3 yard gain. Mark Hubbard could have a 4-way tie atop the Big 12 after tonight. 2nd and 18. It's Hicks running right. And a good open field tackle by DeAndre Payne, who's played an excellent game for Iowa State. It's going to be 3rd and long. And the play clock's at 4. They don't want to have to waste the timeout. They got to snap it. Play clock at 1. They get the play away. Here's Anderson. But I think Garrett.
Timeout. TCU. 30 seconds.
Pitch to Darius Anderson. Anderson smacked to the ground by Marcel Spears. It is 4th and long. He lost a yard, and now if you're Gary Patterson, how do you handle this? Do you punt it? You're 4th and 13. What do you say? Nunes to punt. And it's short. But it takes a good bounce. And a timeout by Matt Campbell. He was worried about getting a stoppage and a delay of game foul. That'll be enough time for Iowa State downs it at the 47, a 36-yard punt. KaVontae Turpin. Already a kick return for a touchdown. The punter, Colin Downing's last 2 kicks were a 36-yard punt.
The sophomore that has done everything for the Cyclones today steps up and makes the biggest play of the ball game. What a job by Marcel Spears, reading the eyes, collapsing on the pass and reeling it in. And the crowd at Ames, they can feel it.
Hill on 2nd and 10. Throws, and it's picked off! Intercepted by Spears!
Unbelievable.
And the talk of Matt Campbell and his future only going to heat up even more after this week.
What a coach he is. What a team this is. Cinderella is alive and well in Ames, Iowa.
No doubt. They are the new darlings of college football in 2017. They do it again against the top 5 team, knocking off unbeaten TCU as they mob the field here at Jack Trice. Tom is with Matt Campbell.
Well, Coach, you said you love the way this football team handles the ebbs and flows of the game, and boy, did you today. How do you describe this feeling right now?
Yeah, it's awesome. That's why we came here, to win games like this. And, you know, you look at this stadium, you look at this crowd, and we knew we could do something special here. And we're just beginning, but, boy, I'm really proud of our kids.
How about your defensive effort today? You don't allow an offensive touchdown. Simply remarkable. What do you have to say about those kids?
Guts. You know, that goal line stand down there and to be able to create the turnover, gutsy. And Coach Haycock, our defensive staff, couldn't be prouder of those guys.
Take a look around real quick, Coach. Just take it in. Take a look around right now. You haven't had this happen here at Jack Trice Stadium. Go enjoy it.
I appreciate you, Greg. Thanks so much.
And Iowa State is tied for first place in the Big 12 at 4-1 with TCU and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma plays Texas Tech tonight. If the Sooners win, they'll be 4-1. And do not rule out the Cyclones winning the conference. They've won in Norman. They've beaten TCU. They have Oklahoma State in 2 weeks here. They are at West Virginia next week.
This team is just so fun to watch. They do all the little things right. This coaching staff. They maximize the potential of the collective group. And look at the results. 52,000 strong on hand here in Jack Trice Stadium. Each and every one deserves the opportunity to celebrate because they were a big part of it. They made life difficult on TCU all day. And aside from a 12-second moment when KaVontae Turpin took the opening kickoff of the second half to the house, this game was dominated by the Cyclones. Congrats to their fans, congrats to their coaching staff, and more than anything, congrats to their players.
What about TCU now? 1 loss. Obviously, they can't lose again. Another undefeated team goes down. Only 6 left in college football.
Still plenty to play for. You look at their athleticism, their coaching staff, they'll figure it out. TCU, certainly don't forget about them when thinking about the college football playoff in the next few weeks.
Same goes for 2 teams that are going to be kicking off shortly on ABC or ESPN2. Clemson not out of it, obviously, but 1 loss. Clemson plays Georgia Tech. Oklahoma with 1 loss. Oklahoma plays Texas Tech. They will celebrate all night, all week in Ames. More on ESPN3 after Iowa State does it again for They beat TCU.